Alright, I'm gonna make this real short because it's late and I just need that one more tutorial to pump up my number to 3 videos per day. It's holiday and I'm working on that and I'm watching some of these super easy tutorials by Bucky Roberts and yeah, I've been killing through them. Okay, so for last tutorial of the day, we're going to talk about protected and private sections, I guess. So far in all of our classes, we have been putting everything, all the integers, all the everything we created in public. And what we know what that means is anything, so any file or any class, any other class could access um, the variables that's put under public. So we know that now because you can use a function from another class and you can use anything from another class. But we have these two and we don't really know what they do. Well, today we're going to talk about these two. So protected is something that you can have access to if you using inheritance like that. But private is something that is just private, that is only exclusive to this class, the class that it belongs to. So there's a little difference between a protected and private, and there's a difference between public and protected. But at this stage, just keep in mind that there's public that everyone can access, and there's private that only this one class can access, and there's protected, which is kind of a mix of the two. Okay, now today we're just going to show you how to, use store an integer under each of these, and then we're going to try to use each of them and see which works and which doesn't. So quickly, we just create a few three integers. That doesn't need to do anything because we're just testing to see if they other classes can use these integers we have created. And this one will be private v. Okay. And that all looks pretty good. Now let's go to our daughter.h and check if we need something. Class daughter, public mother. So great. Now the daughter class has inherited everything from the mother class. So everything here. But since we know that it can't use stuff put under the private, um, if we still, stubbornly call this integer in our dollar class, we know something wrong will happen, but we're just going to test that out just now. We can do that using a function, which I just call it do something, right? Here we go. And now we just say what the function does. Remember, now at this stage, usually you create a function or integer. You state its type, you state its parameter, and then in the .cpp, you tell what it does. And in the header file, you state which section it belongs under. Is it public or protected or private? Pretty easy to remember, huh? Right, so void do something. First, we state the class that it belongs to. Then we use double colon, and then we name the actual function. In the in the curly brackets, we tell what it does. Okay, for this purpose, we can just make public CV equal 1. I think I need equals 1. And then there's protected CV. equals 2. And there's private. Okay, before further ado, we know that we can use these two, integers from the mother class because they are public and protected. So now to test it out, oh, we already have it here, because I've done this once before, and I remember everything in my brain. So I'm just quickly doing it again. So this is the stuff from before. What I've done is calling. Um, so I've called this function that belongs in the daughter class, which is called do something. Okay, so remember how when you call a function from a class, when you have classes, you do this weird thing by creating an object first. You state the name of the class first, which is daughter, and then you create an object on the spot, and you can name it anything you want as long as they are separated by a spacebar. So I named mine Tina, but it can be anything like Ting, you know, just why not? So Ting. And then on the next line, you state the object you have created. In this case, I have changed it to Ting because I changed it in the last line. And then you separate this and your actual function by a full stop. And then you enter a function. So now, when we run this program, everything should run smoothly, even though nothing prints out because we didn't tell it to print out anything. But since a black screen appears, we know that the program is running and everything is running fine. But how do we know if it's not running fine? Well, it will tell you with red box on the bottom, and the black box would not appear. So yes. So when we try to do anything with the anything under the private section, the red box appears and tells you not to do that. So right, yeah, I guess I've made my point here. The point is you can use stuff under public or protected in another class as long as you have inherited its content by just typing a colon, and public, and the class it's inheriting from. Remember, in this case, this will be the deviated class, and that will be the that would be the derived class, and that's the base class. Okay, I'm bad at using terms, and so the exception is private, as explicit as the name can be, it's private. So anything here cannot be used in any other classes. This is exclusive to only the mother class. Alright guys, it's getting late, 11:30. I'm going to bed, get some rest. You too. See ya.